Hello and welcome to Geeks of the Round. I'm your host, Matt Moore, and we are here discussing episode 313, I believe, parting shots of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., of course. I'm your host, Matt Moore, and let's introduce the panel. Let's start with Charles. How you doing, Charles? What did you think of the episode?
I'm doing great, and this episode was mediocre until right at the end of the episode. There was this one part at the end of the episode that I thought was so moving, I got choked up. But for everything else, it was just so fucking mediocre. And I guess the main reason why this was mediocre for me is because I knew where it was headed. I'm still saying Marvel's Most Wanted is not going to work. Bobby and Hunter cannot hold their own show.
Bro, will you stop choking up on mushrooms?
No, I do what I want.
All right, and I almost called you Todd. So, hey, Lou, what did you think of the episode?
It was okay, It was there. It did what it needed to do. Moved the story along. Whoop-de-doo. Now we're getting a spin-off with two dipshits.
Well, they're good characters. They just can't hold their own show.
Well, they got an interesting character coming along on that show, too.
That something Fortune, I think, is his name.
The guy who was in The Mummy and Mummy Returns. Oh, and the third Mummy.
He wasn't in The Mummy.
Yes, he was.
The black guy?
Well, I didn't say anything about a black guy. I'm talking about the Egyptian guy.
What? The only Egyptian guy that I know of from those movies was Oded Fear.
Yeah.
He's an Israeli actor, and
Whatever.
And I have not heard anything about him being in Marvel's Most Wanted.
Oh, gee, dude, because you know why you haven't heard anything? Because you've been fucking busy jerking yourself off in the Division.
Yeah, because it's a fucking good game.
Then that's why you have no idea that he was casted today into that show.
You know what else on PS4? You know what else I saw that was really good? Was Daredevil on Netflix. You should watch it.
I was actually watching it before I got into this hangout, so shut up.
Yeah, you're on episode 5.
I finished episode 5.
It came out on Friday night. It came out on Friday. I had work all day Friday. I still had it finished on Saturday morning. So, all the fucks to give.
See, here's what Whedon's day consists of. He woke up, brushed his teeth, had breakfast, put on the Division, whether it be on the PC or PlayStation 4, and then, let's say, played it till about 4 o'clock his time, took a break, went to eat, and then watched 2 more episodes of Daredevil, and he mixed it in with a little bit of Salt and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and maybe some Flash.
I watched Flash, yeah.
Yeah. But in any case, yeah, you should watch all of Daredevil just so you can thank us afterwards is all. But speaking of, I've actually been going on a rant on multiple places, Sci-Fi Pulse most recently, about how things like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the movies, the MCU, and Peggy Carter and etc. are in no way acknowledging the superhero shows. The Netflix shows. You have, if you're looking at a map of New York, you have Steve Rogers, who lives right over here. New York City, by the way. We're not talking the entire state. New York City. You have Steve Rogers that lives here. I'm going to do this backwards because I know the camera does it. We have Spider-Man who lives here, and we have everyone else who lives here. We have literally 6 or 7 superheroes that all live within 30, 40 minutes of each other. And the Netflix shows only talk about the people within the Netflix universe, and the ones in the movies and other TV shows don't acknowledge each other or the Netflix shows. And it's starting to piss me off. They live so fucking close to each other. How does Jessica Jones not say, there's a fucking spider on fucking the Empire State Building right there? Like, how it's starting to piss me off at this point.
Captain America
to correct
upstate New York now. Remember, in Avengers headquarters.
Yes, but he also keeps an apartment in the Bronx. That's where he saw Luke Cage.
And to Agent Carter's defense, there
She's
was
in
no
LA now.
goddamn heroes in her era.
Yeah, and it's not in the same era, but that's just it. Is I don't know. They should fucking start.
All right, but to correct you, Matt, in season 1 of Daredevil, they mentioned Iron Man and Thor, and then in Jessica Jones, they also mentioned the alien invasion.
They mentioned the alien invasion in Daredevil and in Jessica Jones, but no, they did not mention. They did not mention by name any character.
It was a reference. It was a reference, and that was enough for me.
But the problem is, you're getting the references between S.H.I.E.L.D. and Netflix, but the movie doesn't reference either or.
Yeah.
It strictly stays movie. But that could also be the beef that was going on before. Maybe going forward now something might change. It might not change.
If it were going to change, it would have changed in Jessica Jones, and it didn't.
I don't think it would have changed in Jessica Jones.
In Daredevil Season 2.
Maybe
honestly,
not.
You had Jessica Jones. I know this is supposed to be about Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. bores the shit out of me, so that's why I'm talking about this. In Jessica Jones, she was part of a superhero team. She had superhero friends. Other than the one that she is best friends with that is in the show, which is Hellcat, she doesn't mention a GD name of anyone that she knew. She didn't mention... At no point did she say, you know what, I was hanging out with... I don't know what fucking superhero she would be with.
Which one was Hellcat?
What's that?
Trish.
Which one was Hellcat?
Trish,
yeah, the blonde.
The radio host?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she have powers, or is she just somebody who kicks a lot of ass?
No, she has powers.
Eventually, she'll get powers. Right now, you got to look at Jessica Jones.
That's right. That's right. She just kicked a lot of ass. You're right, and she will eventually get powers.
Jessica Jones was kind of set up as an origin.
Yeah, but in any case, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the only thing that is going to make Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. more interesting to me is that they finally fucking... it's pissing me off. Is if they start, bringing more of... Maybe it doesn't have to be the Netflix shows. Even if they just bring in more of the movie stuff. It has become so divorced from the movie universe that they literally could pull a DC on there and be like, oh, it's not actually part of that universe. It's part of an alternate universe because we got the multiverse theory. Like, they could do that, and it would be totally legit because it's been so long since we've had anything crossing over with the movies. And even when it did cross over with the movies, it barely crossed over with the movies. The quality is just not good enough to hold up in my mind without the direct correlation with the movies. Or at least the other fucking TV shows.
See, that's where I say they should do. You could easily bring in Phil Coulson.
Mm-hmm. Into the movies?
Or, if not Coulson, one of the agents that happens to be in New York. And just reports on the shit. Just something.
What Matt is saying about like how it's so completely divorced from the majority of the universe, here's one thing that I would really like to see. It probably won't happen, but let's see an agent of maybe some agent number 5 show up in an episode of Daredevil or show up in an episode of Jessica Jones at one point.
Yeah,
at least
even that. Even you know that waitress that Captain America saved in the Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, have her show up in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I'll fanboy and I'll be happy for a couple weeks. Like, seriously, that's how little that they don't want to cross over is even little tiny minor characters they don't want to even fucking bring over.
Probably.
But the more they don't cross over, the more we begin to feel that they're not connected at all.
Exactly. It seems like they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they need to bring in more cameos, more Easter eggs, that kind of stuff, and it
Yeah.
maintains the shared universe. But the more that they keep it divorced, it's just not going to work.
Or,
See,
in Daredevil, if they could have mentioned, you know what, there's some motherfucker down the street that ended up having, ended up eating a fish egg sandwich or something, and
Fish
now
oil.
he's got superpowers. Like,
Fish oil.
yes, I don't know, like, that's just it, is there was something in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where someone was saying that they ate something fishy. I don't know. But in any case, so long as like they cross over a little bit, they just have to do it a tiny, tiny bit, and it can make it seem like it's part of a larger universe. Right
they
now,
probably would have brought Jamie Alexander back, but she's kind of busy with the blind spot.
yeah. Which I'm way behind on because, I have a million shows that I have to watch, so I ended up having to cut some really good shows out of my normal rotation, and that's
I kind of gave up on it. I had missed so much, I just don't care anymore.
I do. I'll end up watching them during the mid-season break or whenever, or between seasons. But in any case, so yeah, in this show we ended up having the Hunter and Mockingbird, Mockingjay, whatever her fucking name is.
Mockingbird.
Bobby and Hunter show, and I just didn't care. Did you care, Lou?
Meh.
Yeah, I didn't care. Oh, sorry.
I found issues. I don't know. I guess I'm nitpicking, but their suits, I'm sorry, wasn't built to withstand the cold weather of Moscow, and they're laying in the grass, or in the snow like it's nothing.
Siberia is what it was.
Regardless, dude, they were where it was cold,
Well,
supposedly.
Siberia is probably one of the coldest places in Russia.
And then secondly, one minute she doesn't have her little batons, and then the next minute she's pulling them out of her asshole.
Well, they are basically scientific magic batons.
She hit them shits where? Up her ass, literally, because when they pan to her back, you couldn't see them. And then out of nowhere, she's pulling them out and throwing them at the Russian dudes.
I
don't know. They could be part of her costume.
Yeah.
I think they were more likely to be hidden somewhere in her sleeves. And she'd do this, and then they'd come out, they'd fly. Then she'd do this, and she'd get them back.
Dude, she did this shit to pull them out.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
I pay attention to all the details, and this show has been lacking as of late. When it comes to the littlest of edits where they're fucking up on, because let's be real. She's pulling this like this. She ran up to the tree and they took a back shot of her, but yet you don't see no little pouch to hold them or lumps showing that they're there. It's just a straight flat back.
You know what, Lou? You are nitpicking.
Well, that's my job.
Uh-huh.
If I'm going to watch your show, I'm going to nitpick your show. Because these are the things you're making us believe as an audience that the shit's there.
So, let me see, what else? We also had, of course, Hunter was trying to justify how he acts while working for S.H.I.E.L.D. But...
Hunter, seriously, he was just a whiny bitch. I want to go on vacation. We haven't had vacation. Dude, seriously, do you hear yourself? Do you really need to go somewhere alone to just get a piece of booty?
Every major member of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been on one sort of vacation or another recently.
I mean, let's be real.
Bobby was on physical therapy. I mean,
not everybody.
Well, Bobby doesn't count because he doesn't take vacations. But I mean, anybody that's wanted to may fucking disappeared for months.
Yeah, she was in fucking Hawaii for a little bit, and then she hung out with her father on the golf course.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would think that if I were a spy, I'd want to not be a spy for small periods of time.
I mean, I get it. They signed them off because they're bringing somebody else into the fold now.
I'm okay with that. Hopefully they won't suck.
What? We're getting a new cast member?
Most likely, because that's the only reason why you do stuff like this. You're branching them two off. Maybe to a show that's going to fail or maybe succeed. We won't know until we see the pilot. But they signed them off because now technically they can't be agents no more because the Russian prime minister wanted to be a dick.
Well, they did save his life, but the thing is that even though those guys were trying to enact a coup, it was all under the table. I mean, the thing is that it would. What's the word? It would create controversy within the Russian government, and that is controversy that the prime minister doesn't want to deal with. So somebody had to take the fall, and he decided to throw the heroes of the day on their swords.
Now,
But he's a dumbass.
here's the bullshit of that, okay? So you have two agents who at no point has admitted that they are agents, or at least still agents. At no point have they admitted that they are Americans, or sorry, working for America. At no point have they mentioned that they are agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They have done none of those things. So, if they still continue to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. and they get captured again, then they're going to say the same thing again, which means at no point is S.H.I.E.L.D. going to get in trouble for them being part of S.H.I.E.L.D. So why the fuck does S.H.I.E.L.D. have to get rid of them?
It wasn't S.H.I.E.L.D. that got rid of them. S.H.I.E.L.D. was backed into a corner. They were disavowed by the president himself.
Do you want my
They
secret
weren't
ingredient?
allowed in the first place. The president doesn't fucking know who works for S.H.I.E.L.D. or not.
Do you want the secret ingredient?
Okay.
Chicken.
No, it was chicken bouillon.
Whatever.
Bouillon.
Mushrooms.
You got to say it with the accent. Bouillon.
In any case, yeah, it's the president. Fucking the president can disavow them all he wants. They're fucking spies that don't work for him.
I would like a cheeseburger medium, with lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise.
I noticed
French
no onions and
fries.
no pickles. I did notice that.
She said she wanted curly fries, crispy.
Yep.
And some curly fries.
All right, two points of things that were actually fun. I did like, as Charles said earlier, I did like The Spy's Goodbye.
It was
That was
moving.
pretty cool.
It was very moving. Yeah.
Yes. And I want to know who the fuck Malik was talking to. Is that his wife and
His daughter.
His daughter?
What's his daughter?
His daughter.
And have we seen her before and I just didn't realize it?
No.
This is the
No.
first time seeing her.
Yeah,
Okay.
this was her introduction to the episode. To the show, I mean.
All right, who is she? Do we know? Do we have any idea?
I don't know
we
who
know-
she is, but Matt, here's your bridge from the movies to the TV show. Is with Malik.
Okay.
Because remember, they said he served on the World Council,
And
we've
Malik,
seen
the
him on
actor,
there.
he was in the movie The Avengers when Nick Fury was talking with the World Council on the helicarrier. He was one of the council members.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your little bridge.
Yeah, that's a little bridge.
It's still not big enough, though.
Well, that's just it. Is I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. I'm looking for heroes. I'm not looking for necessarily bad guy. I guess that is what I asked for because that is a small bridge and at least it's something. So that's cool. But if there were a chance for him to actually come back in the movies ever for any reason, maybe that would be a little more. But there probably isn't.
No, probably not.
I mean, it's not guaranteed, but who knows? Maybe we end up getting Hawkeye's Netflix series, and that bridges the gap even more.
There's no way. I will take a bite out of this hat if Hawkeye gets his own TV series.
Well, Jeremy Renner says he's down to do it.
Yeah,
It's just
he's
a
down to
matter
do
of-
it, but Marvel isn't.
You never know.
Yeah. Hawkeye is pretty much just going to be the guy in the movies that stands in the corner going like, "Hi guys, I'm still here."
And that's why you branch him out into his own Netflix show.
I actually saw a pretty good meme on this. It was like it was basically Thor standing over. Only the mighty can hold the hammer of Mjolnir.
The Hammer of Thor.
The hammer of Thor. There we go. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce that name that starts with an M and a J and an O and an L.
No, it's all
Mjolnir. The hammer of Mjolnir.
It's just called Mjolnir. It's not the Hammer of Mjolnir. It's called the Hammer of Thor, but the hammer itself is called Mjolnir.
All right, muting Charles. So,
fuck off, Matt.
In any case, it was funny because I saw a meme where he's all like, "Only the mighty can pick up Mjolnir," and then the next scene shows a picture of Hawkeye going, "Bitch, the first time I saw you, you couldn't pick it up and you were crying like a baby."
That's true.
Now, it was raining, so he probably wasn't actually crying, but yeah.
And the hammer might have been a bit slippery, so he couldn't actually pick it up.
Oh, yeah, that might be it.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny. All right, do we have anything else that we want to talk about this episode?
Not particularly, no.
I honestly, it was very difficult for me to watch.
What'd you think of the Inhuman that could use his shadow to do cool things?
Boring. I mean, that Inhuman's dead, so what does it matter?
Well, he's dead now.
I did like the
was
power.
alive.
I did like the power, but we didn't know enough about the Inhuman itself for me to get a connection. But yes, I did like the power. That was cool.
Hell yeah, choke a bitch out with your shadow.
Yes.
Which is weird and also extremely frightening.
So, do we have any wild speculation?
Not this time, no. Well, you know what? Hold on. Malik's daughter. Clearly, she knows about Hive, and she knows about Hydra of Hell. For all we know, she could be a high-ranking member of Hydra. There was one thing that I kind of got a feeling with when he was talking, when Malik was talking to his daughter, is that I think she might be an Inhuman.
All right. I have another theory.
Yeah, I think Malik's daughter is an Inhuman.
I'm going to expand upon that.
Yeah.
I think not only is she an Inhuman, but I think she's also adopted.
What, seriously?
Adopted?
Yeah, I don't think she is her. Basically, I don't think she's blood related to Malik. Like either daughter or stepdaughter or something like that.
I think they're actually blood related.
If she's blood related, then there's no Inhuman genes in her.
Well, I was going to say the reason
that's not entirely true.
The reason I say that is because of the fact that Malik seems like the type who would gather superpowers to his side in any way possible, and making them family is a pretty strong way for to commit loyalty, to gain loyalty.
That could work.
Oh, okay, that theory. Like, because there's been Inhumans for like decades. They've just been hiding. So she probably went through her Terrigenesis when she was a kid, and Malik adopted her because maybe she was abandoned by her family for calling her a monster or something, and Malik adopted her and is grooming her for his own agenda.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I have a third theory, but it's kind of a stretch, and that is that she's older than he is. But that's a real stretch.
What, like Sky's mom's ability, where she's able to basically be immortal?
Yes, similar to that. But we'll
Why
see.
the fuck did I just call her Sky?
Ha ha. All right, on that note, we're going to wrap everything up. I want to thank everyone for watching. Check us out at geeksoftheround.com. Give us a call at 801-609-4687. That's 801-609-GOTR. You can also find us on all the social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, at Geeks of the Round. Or email us at geeksoftheround@gmail.com. I want to thank everyone again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.